All right, here we are back at St James Station, or Hyde Park. We're coming in at the St James entry. Haven't done this for a while, the running of the gauntlet of the socialists, because they gather here and they hand out their material as people come in. They've got a little tent today, got a little bit more going on. That's the socialist alternative. And there's plenty. They really have, their ranks have grown massively since the beginning. This is what we call the running of the gauntlet of the socialists, come up through the middle here. And I think it's going to be a big crowd today. So we are the 12th of 11th or 12th today. Yeah, the 12th of October 2025, and it's supposed to have been the march on the return march to the Opera House, but that's not happening anymore. Someone said they've got gift bags over here. I'm not sure what they are, but I'll give that a miss. So yeah, but it went to the court. This is a fellow from or person from Pride in Protest. They get also they're kind of a trans group. Get involved in the campaign, and that's Stop the War on Palestine group. More solidarity is another socialist type group. It's like it is. I mean, I've called it the running of the gauntlet of the socialists for a long time now, and it pretty much is. And then you got the people with the wares. And then you've got more, flags, signs, is socialist stuff, I guess. Then you get, Communist Party usually here as well. That's a communist guy. Here's some singers, there's some singing ladies. Mr. Rollerblade is up there, he's got his rollerblades on. He never misses out on the rollerblades. It's going to be a big crowd today. I have a feeling it's going to be a big crowd. There's a lot of cops like walking in through the thing. Yeah, he's got the rollerblades on. always got the rollerblades. Socialists here, more socialists, and the Greens, kind of like socialists, really, pretty much. Same. Communists were there somewhere, I think. There's a guy here. He's got his Ukrainian flag and his Palestine flag on his bag. The red flag magazine, this is Palestine, the green, the red flag as well. It seriously is the running of the gauntlet of the socialists. They leave me alone pretty much because they don't like me, but you have not got a chance of walking up there without having a half a dozen socialist type. Oh, there's more people down there than there is in the bloody up here at the protest part. But it's about 25 minutes early. The eye in the bloody sky is going to be such an annoyance today. There'll be a copper. There'll be one of those eye in the sky. Oh, there it is over there. One of those. I don't know what you call it. It's on a little trailer. The cops are really enforced today. They're marching through, and they're the riot squad guys. They look kind of like dressed as pretty much paramilitary. And you got a few people still trying to get their selfies done, or before the crowd gets too big. It looks like the usual place for the speeches, but they might be going to stand right up on top of the truck, which will be helpful for maybe this is speakers. I'm not sure. We'll work it out in a minute. But there's the copper thing there. What do you think? I'm noticing.
But you look like a guy that comes to all our fucking protests and is a Zionist.
I'm not. Can I assure you, I'm not. I cover the protest at all protests. I'm not media. I was on media, but I have a protest channel where I cover protests. That's it. So I go to all protests. It's called Sydney Protests. Funnily enough. Yeah, so I was here, was virtually at the same rally 2 years ago, and my footage was used to free up the name of the PAG. What happened, what was the truth and not the lie that was spread by the Zionists, if I might put it that way. But yeah, no problem, thank you. The lie that was spread by the AJA, but she's always hassling me, that woman. She's I don't know what the hell she is. There's more. I want to just come here and not have to be talking to people, but it doesn't always work that way. There'll be a bit of mainstream media here today. You got this guy here with his big camera, and there will be I think that everyone will be on tenterhooks as to whether they are going to travel if it's going to move from where it is. I wonder if they are going to be up on top here. Oh no, there's a stage. There's where do they have the tiniest little tiny stage of all stages that's like, it's a half a foot high. I guess it's more for the media. There's Bob. Bob's back. Because apparently Bob's been out for a while. Oh, Josh is back too. Apparently he went over to France, I guess, for the Flotilla, so he's back. He missed the court case. There's all the coppers. Get a nod, and I hate getting a nod from the coppers. It's a lot more. Not that I even know that bloke, but they obviously know me. They've got the big flag. The big flags here. The crowds haven't gathered yet. Yeah. And there's, yeah, I don't know if they're going to have some sort of more of a barricade there, because that's my three scenarios are they go straight out the guts here and go straight down Macquarie Street, which is what they wanted to do. Helicopter is so frustrating. Or they go out here, which they do, and then they turn. So what the cops will do is move that barrier back further to Macquarie when it's all ready, because it's another hour till the march. And then, yeah, my other thought is they would go out here, turn, go down to George Street, which is what they're supposed to do, and then they're supposed to turn left to go down to Belmore Park, but I have a feeling they may not turn left, and they may turn right and go down George Street to Circular Quay and then on to the Opera House. So these are just summations, but the reality is what they're supposed to do is walk out of here somewhere and then get onto George Street and go down George Street. That was seen as I think they sold it as the prize, that they lost the Opera House, but they got George Street as kind of the cops, you know, throwing them a bone and them taking it. In my opinion, I like to make things up, not make it up. I did go to the protest all week, and I think the cops are like flying that helicopter at 100 meters off the ground to be extra annoying. It's so freaking loud, so unneeded, so unnecessary, but it is what it is. But yeah, I went during the week to the protests and not to the protests, to the court case, which was deciding whether freaking hell's that bloody policeman. Oh, wow, so close. That's about as close as I've seen the cops before. That is like, it seems like it's just a couple of 100 meters. It's probably more, but it's so bloody close. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's so unnecessary, but it is what it is. They've got, who knows how it's going to go today. We'll see how the numbers pan out. I might stop chatting for a minute. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I went all week. Sorry for the Viva Palestina, like the nations, hope for a better future. Justice will prevail. Palestine will be free. Freedom, peace, right to exist for all. Palestine forever. Some kids here with a little hand-painted sign, and more goods. And that's enough just for now, and we will come back to it a little bit later on. Everyone's got their signs ready. I might go over here in the shade actually and chill for a little while, keep kind of cool as long as I can. And then people have megaphones, which they usually do as well for the speeches. That's the guy from the one of the socialist things, what do you call the Green Left? He's a videographer, photographer. Heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of cops everywhere. Every which direction is cops. It's going to be really caged in here, and really, like, if there's an attempted march on the Sydney Opera House, it might get a bit messy. We shall see. And if it is going to be if it's going to be anyone, it'll be these the students for Palestine. If it is, I'm not even going to go at them. They do what they do. All right. So much talking. Look, catch it later.
Of it as well, and you have big question marks about October 7 and why Benjamin Netanyahu won't allow international forensics and investigation teams to come in and investigate October 7. It's because it was an inside job. It was always an inside job to enact their Hannibal Directive so that they can start their final solution of genocide on the Palestinian people. Israeli soldiers attacked their own people at the Nova Festival and at the Knesset. If you want to know the truth and stop believing the Israeli lies, come take a flyer, watch the documentary with the IDF soldiers blowing the whistle on this. This is too important. Stop feeding their October 7 lies. Enough is enough. They are lying to the whole world about October 7 being a Hamas operation when it hasn't been. It was always an inside job. It was always the Israeli Defense Force that orchestrated it through and through. That is why the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu refuses to have any investigations done into October 7th. There are IDF soldiers who have blown the whistle on this, and they are being silenced by their government. Enough! October 7th was an inside job. Come on, people! Let's start changing the narrative. Let's go. Stop believing their lies about it being a Hamas operation. This is how they justify their genocide. This is how they justify killing 600,000 people. Let's start changing the narrative. There are ideal soldiers in a documentary blowing the whistle on October 7th. Take a flyer, watch the documentary, see the evidence. Stop believing their lies about Hamas and October 7th. Israel committed crime against the Palestinians, against their own people with the Hannibal Directive. They committed crimes against the whole world by lying to everybody that it was Hamas. October 7 was an Israeli inside job. It was an inside job by Israel, and there is evidence to prove it. And this is why they're blocking investigations by international teams to come in to see what happened on October 7th. Israeli army attacked Nova Festival. Israeli army attacked their own Knesset. Let's go. There's a QR code with a flyer to a documentary with Israeli soldiers blowing the whistle on October 7th being an inside job. Keep your eyes open. Stop believing Israeli lies. It was an inside job. October 7th was always an inside job.
Right, well, it's just gone 1 o'clock right now, which is the kickoff time. There's not a mass of people here yet, but they do tend to fill up a little. You know, the speeches were supposed to kick off at 1 o'clock, but the speeches sometimes, it looks like there's not many here, but by the end of the speeches, there's heaps of people here, because I think a lot of people enjoy the march. That's why, in my opinion, if you have a protest, don't do the speeches first. I mean, don't do the march first, because then people all leave. You get people to go through the speeches, then you march, and let's keep the crowd. The other way around, it doesn't work. They disperse immediately after marching. Some. All right, so she's on the stage, so it is due to kick off. I might get myself down in front and just sit, and we'll see how we go. Make myself a position. There's Bob. Bob's got the big flag out today. Doing it a wave. He's a strong man to do that anyway. I might squeeze down in front of the media here.
Today we mark over 2 years since the unfolding genocide in Gaza. 2 years of terror, 2 years of contraction of hope, 2 years of mass destruction. And now, even with a ceasefire, the wounds run deep and the struggle continues. We remember and honour our martyrs, and we sit in rage and anger that our governments allowed this to go on for 2 years. For the past 730 days, over 90% of schools in Gaza have been destroyed or rendered unusable. Education has been cut off to hundreds of thousands of children. There have been almost 700 attacks on healthcare facilities, hospitals, clinics, ambulances under fire, and medical staff endangered. More than 1,700 healthcare workers have lost their lives, those who stayed to heal even as the bombs rained over them. And right now, over 80% of Gaza lies in ruins. Homes are demolished, neighbourhoods are obliterated, infrastructure is destroyed. And now, as the people of Gaza return to their homes in the north, they have no idea if they even have homes to return to. But alongside this destruction, this ceasefire continues. The brutal infringement of justice and the rights of the Palestinian people. Right now, Palestinian political prisoners, hostages, continue to be held in Israeli dungeons, many not released, despite the agreement of the ceasefire terms. Israel has, for example, refused to release Marwan Barghouti, a unifier in Palestine who was excluded from the recent prisoner swap deals in Gaza. Meanwhile, right now, parts of Gaza will continue to remain under military occupation. The West Bank will continue to live under military occupation, and there is still not enough aid entering the Strip. We must also right now call out the role of foreign governance and interference. International and foreign entities are being proposed to govern or supervise Gaza under the ceasefire plan and reconstruction schemes. This is with no Palestinian consent or oversight, a complete attack on Palestinian self-determination and our liberation. In what world do Palestinians have to negotiate to end their genocide by consenting to the butchers of Gaza and Iraq, Donald Trump and Tony Blair, to rule over their Strip? And right here in Australia, there are clear actions that we continue to demand from our government. We demand that the Australian government sanction Israel now, targeted, meaningful sanctions, applying pressure until all their obligations under international law are met. We know that throughout history, Israel is capable of bombing Gaza again. It is capable of exterminating the Palestinians in Gaza, and the only thing that will stop them is if countries like Australia and countries around the world mobilise to turn Israel into the pariah state that it is and isolate it. We cannot, under no circumstance, continue to maintain diplomatic relations with a genocidal regime. We also call on the Australian government to end the two-way arms trade with Israel, including any two-way aspects of it, no export licenses, no parts or components, no cooperation that contributes to the destruction of Gaza. That means withdrawing from the F-35 global supply chain. That means seizing our contracts with Elbit Systems. We cannot, in this country, continue to facilitate the genocide in Gaza by arming the regime that is committing this genocide for profit. It is absolutely shameful that right now, Palestinians have had to negotiate the end of their genocide. Countries around the world, including Australia, should have isolated Israel, should have used every diplomatic power in their pockets to prevent this. History will remember them in shame. History will remember that our government's hands are stained with the blood of Palestinians. And history will remember that the people, that the masses right here rose to oppose it, and we did not stop. Today, we do not just remember the devastation over the past 2 years. We affirm our demand for freedom, for justice, for accountability, for Palestinians' right to self-determination, for the release of all our prisoners, and for the removal of all instruments of war, occupation, genocide, and apartheid. We stand here, not in silence, but in resolve for a free Palestine from the river to the sea. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Ethan. Ethan is a free Palestine activist. He's an Indigenous activist, and he will be joining us here today. Please give a warm welcome to Ethan.
Thanks so much, Amal. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! Comrades, thank you for being here today. Thank you for standing up and raising your voices again and again, while so many others have stayed silent. Before anything else, I want to acknowledge that we're gathered today on land that was never ceded. This is and always will be Gadigal land. Like many of you, I'm a visitor here, so I offer the Gadigal people and their ancestors my respect and my thanks for the privilege of speaking here today. And when we honour the remarkable people of Palestine and their ancestors and their legacy of resistance against occupation and apartheid, we also honour the freedom fighters here on this continent. And in that spirit today, I've been asked to share with you all that Auntie Norma Sims, a respected Bidjigal elder and matriarch, passed away earlier this week. Auntie Norma was a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and a great-great-grandmother. Her legacy as a fighter for land rights and justice has inspired generations, and it's because of the tireless activism done by Auntie Norma and thousands of staunch matriarchs just like her that we can continue to gather on this beautiful land together. So thank you to Auntie Norma. In my mother's language, we say, Dirmadalinya Badu Gadigal Dagunda. I am proud to be here on Gadigal land, and I'm proud to be sharing this land with all of you. Because this struggle, our struggle for Palestine, is taking place on land where colonization never ended. And when we chant Free Palestine, we're also saying free this land and free all lands from the empires that devour them. So thank you for being here today as well. 730 days really struck me what Amal just said. 2 years. 2 years since Israel began waging this most recent genocide in Gaza. 2 years of hospitals bombed, of journalists assassinated, and of families buried under rubble. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have been killed. The Gaza Ministry of Health said last week more than 25,000 of them were children. I know you all know the numbers, but we can't stop speaking them. We can't stop putting them on the record so that there can be no doubt. Because for 2 years we have been told to wait for the facts, even though the facts are already in front of us. This genocide is unique. It is mass murder on an industrial scale, and it is being live streamed around the world. None of us can ever say that we didn't know what was happening. None of us in the future can claim we were unaware. None of us can wash our hands of what is happening in Palestine. And still we keep hearing that the situation is too complex to judge from afar. Until now, 2 years later, the same media and political class who justified every human rights violation by Israel, who co-signed and sponsored every bomb dropped, are pretending that they always cared. Shame. They want to rewrite their complicity and to heal their conscience, but we've been here the whole time, and that's what they're forgetting. We saw it, and we will not let them forget what they did and what they failed to do. Let's tell the truth plainly. Israel is not defending itself, it is defending apartheid. It is defending occupation. And it is defending its own ability to slaughter children and families. And right now, many around the world are celebrating this latest ceasefire. And Palestinians who have been living under siege for 2 years, and those around the world watching this genocide unfold, cannot be denied their right to feel hope and feel elation and feel relief. But let's keep this in mind. A ceasefire is not peace. A ceasefire does not unbury the dead. A ceasefire does not heal amputations done without anesthetics. It does not rebuild homes. It does not rebuild schools or hospitals. What the past 2 years and the past 75 before it have taught us is that we can never trust Israel on their word. They have broken a ceasefire before, and we have no reason to believe they won't do it again. And that's why we cannot slow down. We cannot stop. Israel's genocidal fascist regime is counting on the world becoming tired and disinterested. It's counting on the size of these protests to shrink. But Jesus Christ, what a turnout! 2 years later, we are still here like we have been every single week. That's what we're doing today. What we're not doing, though, is marching along our planned route to the Opera House. And the reason we're not marching to the Opera House today is because our state government is so afraid. They're so afraid of protest. They're so afraid of the world seeing that we care about the people of Palestine. They're so afraid of realizing, of seeing ordinary people, angry people, passionate people, making their voices heard. What a moral vacuum we're living through. Chris Minns, Anthony Albanese, Penny Wong, Richard Marles, you know their names, you know what they've done. They have funded a genocide with public money, with our money. They've propped up a system of apartheid in our name. And they have the nerve to lecture us about civility. There is nothing uncivil about anger in the face of a genocide. There is nothing extreme about refusing to be complicit in that genocide, and there is nothing hateful about demanding justice and equality and liberation for the people of Palestine. Nothing. And so those of you who've been here every week, every rally, every march, every action, you've changed this country, you're changing the world. You've helped make Palestine impossible to ignore. You've forced the truth into headlines on this continent and around the world. Though I will say shame on the SBS for still refusing to allow their journalists to say the word Palestine. And you have exposed every coward hiding behind the long shadow cast by Israel's regime of terror. When we were called a fringe movement, we filled the streets every week, and just 2 months ago we brought 300,000 people along with us. When we were called hateful, we led with love, and we led with a sense of justice. And this thing that you have helped to build, it's not temporary. We are all part of this generation that refused to look away and refused to be silent. So where do we go from here? We have to keep going. We have to keep the pressure on. We'll see whether this ceasefire holds, but regardless of whether it does, in the meantime, our universities are still taking military contracts and cracking down on student protests. corporations on this continent and around the world continue to profit from genocide, and our political class continues to send money and bombs and weapons to the rogue state of Israel. And it's our job to remind these corporations and these institutions and these individuals that there is a serious price for their complicity. There will be consequences in the streets, in our unions, at the ballot box, and eventually in the history books. Because the struggle for Palestine is not over, nowhere near it. This genocide will not end with just a ceasefire. It will not end until the blockade is lifted, until every Palestinian refugee is able to return, and until the land and its people are entirely free from the river to the sea. 2 years on, I just want to finish by saying something simple. We don't do this, you don't do this because it's easy, but because it's right. Because we cannot let imperialism and injustice win. Because every act of solidarity from each of you is a refusal to ignore what is happening in front of us. And that refusal is power. In that refusal is a hell of a lot of power. There is hope and there is resistance. You prove every day that this is a movement of love, but it's a different kind of love. It's a fierce, a stubborn, and a radical love. That's what keeps us standing. That's what keeps us speaking out. That's what keeps us alive. Before I go, I can't get down from this stage with so many people here today without trying to lead you all in a chant. And it's a good one. If you're not familiar, it goes like this. I'm gonna say 1, and you're gonna say, we are the people. I'm gonna say 2, and you're gonna say, we won't be silent. I'm gonna say 3, and you're gonna say, stop the bombing. And then we're all gonna join together and chant now, 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 now. Are you all ready? Yeah! 1, we are the people. 2, we won't be silent. 3, stop the bombing now, 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 now. 1, we are the people. 2, we won't be silent. 3, stop the bombing now, 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 now. 1, we are the people. 2, we won't be silent. 3, stop the bombing now, 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 now. 1, we are the people. 2, we won't be silent. 3, stop the bombing now, 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 now. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you for coming out, comrades. You're incredible. Free Palestine in our lifetimes.
My name's Josh Lees from the Palestine Action Group Sydney. It's good to be back with all of you. Thanks so much to Ethan for another powerful speech. And of course we stand in solidarity, as he said, with the joint struggles against oppression, against imperialism, against racism, and whatever part of this earth we happen to be standing on. That means here we stand with Indigenous people against racism, and it means we stand with the Palestinians against the racist genocidal regime in Israel. Now, of course, like everyone, we welcome any, even temporary reprieve for the people of Gaza from the 2 years of hell, of genocide, of massacre, and starvation that they've suffered for the past 2 years. But, and it's a big but, Chris Hedges, a journalist who was recently shamefully censored and banned from speaking at the National Press Club, he wrote a very good piece about Trump's sham peace plan. And he said this: there will be no peace in Gaza, only the temporary absence of war. And this is very important. And I would add to Chris's words that while maybe, and we hope, there will be the temporary absence of death for some Palestinians in Gaza, that does not mean that this plan will allow Palestinians to actually live. And Palestinians deserve to live. They deserve to live. That means live in freedom, with justice, in hope, with homes and food, all the basic things every human being on this planet deserves to have. And we absolutely must keep mobilizing as a movement, because this plan delivers none of that. None of it. We will keep mobilizing for a free Palestine. Firstly, because we don't trust The genocidal bastards, they've now come up with this so-called peace plan. Whether that's Donald Trump, whether that's his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who dreams of turning Gaza, both of them, into a real estate bonanza for the billionaires. And of course, whether that's Netanyahu, the prime butcher of Gaza, the person who's presided over this, or whether it's the world leaders gathering in Egypt to discuss the future of Gaza without any Gazans present. The world leaders who have supported genocide for 2 years, who now think that they get to decide the fate of the Palestinian people. These people who have debased themselves, who do not have a single moral fibre in their body, as they've supported a genocide for 2 years. They've helped arm and fund it and allowed Israel to carry it out. Now they are supposed to be the ones to bring about peace for the Palestinians. It's a sick joke and we won't stand for it. And we know Israel has broken every single deal it's ever made with the Palestinian people. And we know that even if they do stick to this so-called plan, it's not a plan for peace, it's a plan for ongoing occupation and siege and misery and torment for the Palestinians. And we know that the genocide and the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people did not begin on October 7 or October 8. It began in 1947 and before. And so it will not end with this so-called peace plan either. As long as Israel exists, a genocidal and apartheid regime, there will not be peace for the Palestinian people. And that's why we demand liberation. That's why we demand liberation for the Palestinian people, the people of Gaza, the people of 1948 Palestine, for the 7 million Palestinian refugees driven out since 1948, and for the Palestinians of the West Bank who face escalated ethnic cleansing and genocide as well. So we demand liberation from the river to the sea. We demand a society in which Palestinians and, yes, the Jewish people of the region and all the Arabs of the entire region can actually live based on the principles of equality and democracy and freedom, the kinds of things we are demanding everywhere in the world. And we know that there cannot be peace without justice. That means justice for the war criminals, for the genocidal maniacs that have killed hundreds of thousands of people in Gaza, and for all those world leaders who have allowed this to happen. There cannot be peace without justice. There will not be peace without justice for the Palestinian people. And we will not give this system peace as long as it oppresses the Palestinian people. And we will keep fighting. We will keep fighting until Palestine is free. From the river to the sea. That's what we've always stood for. That's why we were protesting long before the past 2 years, and why we'll keep protesting until we win liberation for the Palestinian people and we bring down the imperialist, racist maniacs that have carried out this crime against humanity. And that's the call that we need to take up now and convince everyone of, because there is a massive momentum right now all around the world for the Palestinian cause, a momentum we've never seen before, a momentum which all those world leaders who are going to gather in Egypt want to go away. They hope now that they can all breathe a sigh of relief, that they can start to re-normalise this genocidal regime in Israel, that they hope all the pressure that's been mounting on them to stop funding and arming a genocidal regime will cease now. It's not going to cease. We're going to carry on. We're going to fight for accountability and justice and liberation. All right, and with that, I'm going to bring up our next speaker, Jenny Leong, of course, a Greens MP who's been part of this fight for a very long time, standing alongside us, and a rare voice in those hellholes, the parliament houses of this country, to actually speaking up for the Palestinian people. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much, Josh. And thank you all for coming out. I want to acknowledge that we are here on the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and to pay our respects to elders past and present, recognising that it always was and always will be First Nations land. I want to acknowledge and thank Ethan for his powerful words and recognise that the struggle for sovereignty, the struggle against genocide, and the struggle
2 years on. 2 years on from what was the most recent of the escalations of the ongoing human rights violations and humanitarian disaster that has been inflicted on the Palestinian people. But we know, you know, the Greens know, and indeed the Palestinian people around the world know that this did not start on October 7. We know that the displacement, we know that the occupation, we know that the human rights violations, and we know that the terror and destruction of the Israeli government on the people of Palestine started a long, long time ago with the Nakba. 1948 indeed. And in addition to that, do you know what we know? We know that the reason that they got away with it then, and the reason that Israel got away with the genocide that they have committed now, is because of the weakness, because of the lack of moral compass, and because of the complete disgrace of our global political leaders that refuse to stand up against a genocide and against apartheid. And so you will forgive me when I say I am feeling a little bit fucking cynical about those same so-called leaders sitting in a room together, making a deal without the Palestinian people. It's called self-determination for a reason, deciding what will come. And yes, we want to see the bombs stop. Yes, we need a ceasefire, but we needed that ceasefire from the beginning. Israel never had a right to defend itself that extended to the desecration of Palestine. Israel never had the right to defend itself that extended to the death of tens of thousands of Palestinians. There is a sign here that says if you went to a funeral a day for every child killed in Gaza, you would be going every day for more than 55 years. And yet we stand in a country where we see the failure of the Labour federal Prime Minister who once upon a time stood at rallies like this talking in support of Palestine when it was convenient to his political career, who then turns around and refuses to sanction a genocidal regime. And at a state level, we have a Premier who uses the New South Wales Police as a protection racket for him and his Labour Party cronies who want to back in the Zionists in this country. And I can tell you that about 2 years ago to the day I sat in the office of Premier Chris Minns, and I said to him that I was very, very concerned about his decision to light up the Opera House in the colours of an apartheid state. And he gave me feedback. He said, well, if we're being honest, I think it's unacceptable that you're supporting these protests that are sowing division in our community. Well, I say to Chris Minns, whose side do you remain on? The side of a Zionist state that has chosen to inflict a genocide on the Palestinian people, or the side of international humanity, of justice, and the need for people to have their rights respected? He chose a side on that day. And so when he wanted to hope that this issue would not come to the streets of New South Wales, it was him lighting up the Opera House that brought this to him. And so still they try and shut us down. They try and shut the protests down.
They try and shut it down, but then what do? We rise up. We rise up. Amazing, thank you, you're great. We rise up because we know that we cannot let a world where Trump determines the future of the Palestinian people to be the kind of world that we want to live in. We rise up because we know that in our thousands and in our millions, we are all Palestinians, and we have seen the most enormous global uprising of people around the world in solidarity with Palestine. And their only chance now at stopping this movement for peace and freedom for Palestinian people is to attempt to shut us down, to stop us from marching, to stop us from protesting. And we say no. We say never. And so can I say that don't stop coming out for Palestine. Make sure that you know that the violations and the occupation of the West Bank will continue, that Donald Trump's agenda for Palestine is not one that will deliver for the Palestinian people, and that there is a need to hold all of these war criminals to account. So can I say to every single one of you here, thank you for your strength and your solidarity. Please know that we all understand the cost that everyone who speaks out against the Israeli and Zionist agenda pay for doing so. There is no option but to talk up for a free Palestine. So remember that we are on the right side of history. Remember the Greens stand with you in this struggle. And remember, and I say this directly to all the Zionists who want to sue me, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
We've had the Palestine Action Group a very, very long week of protesting through various ways to, have this march to be as big as possible. And yes, it was disappointing that the highest court in this state banned us from marching to the Opera House, banned us from being seen, banned us from being seen and heard by the international community, but that didn't stop us. Look at these numbers. Tens of thousands of people have come out today. Tens of thousands of people have come out today to protest, to demand an end to this genocide, and to say to our government that enough is enough, and we do not want to be complicit in this genocide. I just wanted to add that despite this peace plan, this supposed peace plan, in Gaza, there'll be no peace, there'll be no justice, there'll be no accountability until Netanyahu, until Donald Trump, until Keir Starmer, until Joe Biden, until every world leader that allowed this genocide to go on, that armed Israel in this genocide, is in a prison cell in The Hague. I'd like to introduce our next speakers who need no introduction. Hamid, Juliet, Abubakir, Surya and Cameron, 5 activists who bravely sailed to try to break the siege on Gaza because our
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace upon you all. My name is Abubakir. I was one of the participants on the global Sumud Flotilla. A non-violent mission made up of 496 ordinary civilians from 46 different countries that were doing what our government should have done, and that was to break the siege on Gaza. I just landed on Friday morning, so I apologize. I haven't prepared anything. I've been trying to get some rest and trying to recover after a, I guess, difficult journey. But there is a few things that I want to highlight. Firstly, I want to thank you all so much for the love, support, solidarity that you guys showed to try to get us out of those prisons, to try to free us from being kidnapped. This just shows we are community, we have a heart, and nothing can change that. They stole all my belongings, but what they didn't know is I have a community back home that is worth way more than everything that they stole. When I first arrived to prison, I was thrown into a cage 4 by 6 meters with 83 other men. I was unaware of where I was. They refused to tell us. So I took this as an opportunity to look outside the cage and see, is there anything, any sign that could tell me where I was? There was nothing. But in the distance, I saw 3 police officers holding 2 Palestinians, hands chained, feet chained, blindfolded. They were being escorted to, I have no idea. And when I was released out of prison, I was so happy. But I thought, I've been freed, but what about those 2 Palestinians that I saw at the same time that I was brought to prison? I was freed alongside the other activists, but what about the 10,000 Palestinian hostages that are being held in prisons? Innocent mothers, innocent children, innocent fathers that have been stripped of their right of humanity, that have been stripped of everything. And our government is complicit in every one of these acts. Penny Wong.
Coward! Shame! Criminal!
There's a lot of children, so I'll keep it PG. But she had the audacity to say we manufacture non-lethal parts for the F-45.
Baby killers!
And this was being played on repeat in my mind while I was in prison. Why? Because we were only 20 kilometers away from Gaza. We had no access to a clock, but I knew when it was midnight. Why? Because as soon as midnight struck, we had dozens of fighter jets flying over our prison, making their way to Gaza to destroy innocent lives, to destroy Gaza. Yet, she has the audacity to say we are manufacturing non-lethal parts.
Liar!
What non-lethal part is there of an F-45, of a fighter jet?
Liar!
We are manufacturing weapons that are taking the lives of innocent children. This will always be Australia's history. A history of supporting genocide of the Aboriginal people, a history of supporting the genocide of the Palestinian people. They had time and time and time and time again to prove their humanity. They had time and time and time again to change their views, but they were comfortable. They are comfortable standing there with their hands covered in the blood of the Palestinians. So we'll continue our fight. Palestine is not free. Palestine is still occupied. Palestine is still under apartheid. 10,000 Palestinians are still being held hostage. So we'll continue our fight. And I just want to end with one final thing. Talking here today really does mean a lot to me. And the reason I say this is because in prison, we were humiliated, we were tortured, we were abused, I was kicked, I was slapped, I was humiliated. And they did this with the goal that I will come home and I remain silent. But to those IDF soldiers, to those Israeli soldiers, to those Israeli prisoners that thought they could silence us, look now, we will never be silent. They thought they could use their violence and their terrorism against us to place fear in our hearts, to scare us. But let me tell you something. Do not allow yourself to be scared. Do not allow them to place fear in your heart, because there is nothing to fear when you're on the right side of history. Free Palestine!
With people who care and who will fight for justice. But it's bittersweet because we are meeting on the stolen land of Gadigal country, and we are so good at genocide in this country. We know how to almost erase an entire population of First Nations people. So having looked those psychopathic serial killers in their cold dead eyes, I come back to this country and I am really aware of my white privilege, my complicity, and what I need to continue to do, which until my last dying breath, I will continue to call out the fucking bullshit of this government. This war criminal government that pretend that we don't manufacture and send weapons. Now they're saying we indirectly send weapons. We make weapons here. Rosebank makes weapons, Elbit does, HTA. We have blood on our hands in this country, and we need to keep our politicians. They are morally bankrupt, and they will go down as the war criminals that they are. And so our job as a collective is to force them to own up, to sanction Israel, to get out of bed with this Trumpian kind of bully boy death cult that we're so desperate to be at the table with. And the Zionist lobby group in this country has so much power, but our leaders need to show true vision and get back to their moral compass. This is a Prime Minister who used to be at the front of student marches for Palestine. Where is he? Where is he today? Come on, Albo. Like, why are you not here with us? You know, for almost 500, ordinary people from all around the world went on these boats to try and break the illegal siege on Gaza, and we got 20 nautical miles away. We could see the land. And this time, we're going to go back with 150 boats, with 200 boats. And we We need you to join us because I'm not a very good sailor, but I've got a bit of fire in my belly and I'm going to go back. So hit me up and I'll get you on a boat. You know, and there's a lot of stuff that we can do a postmortem of later about torture and abuse, and you know, every violation in human rights were completely desecrated. But you know, imagine what happened to us, and we can talk about it later. But imagine what's happening to Palestinians. There are 11,000 Palestinians in prison, the 400 children who are in prison. At night time, we could hear the crying of some of those kids in the prison that we were in. We could hear the Alsatians. We could hear the Alsatians go into those prisons, and then we could hear the horror. We could hear children crying for their mothers. Right, and these Zionist serial killers, they knew that they weren't allowed to kill us because we were using our white privilege, and the eyes of the world were on us, but the eyes of the world are not on the Palestinians at the moment, and they need to be. We need to stand with them in solidarity and love and keep fighting. We need to sanction Israel. We need to stop the two-way arms trade. We've got to stop fucking, sorry I'm swearing, I'm really emotional. Our vote, yeah, I mean, fuck Israel! Basically fuck Israel, that's true. There was, there's been some moments of joy and resilience, and there was this one story. We were about maybe 3 hours away from getting intercepted, and the Zios keep blocking our VHF radio so we can't communicate with the outside world. And the way they do that is they play a Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds, which is like, don't worry about a thing because everything's going to be all right. And after that comes on the radio, they drone bomb us. And so we were in this sort of hellhole, but we managed to get a tiny bit of internet, and a doctor who was working in Palestine was on, I don't know if it was, I can't even remember what platform it was, but he was saying, you're 20 miles away, I've been working for months patching together children's limbs, I haven't slept, I haven't eaten, I'm exhausted, but what would you guys like for lunch? So it's just, their capacity for love under occupation and torture and starvation and almost the total erasure of an entire population is overwhelming, and it's heartbreaking, but it keeps us so strong in our fight. So I want you to join us to, stop this hell, stop this genocide, and I really think we can do it. So thank you all. Free Palestine!
So, they wanted to scare us, they scuffed us up a bit, we experienced some violence, some sexual violence, some abuse. We were all in that cage when we first arrived at Kitsiot, crammed in for Ben Gvir to have a little media moment with us. Yay! It was a pleasure to call him a child killer to his face. But let's not exaggerate our experience too much, because we very much got the 5-star Western passport privilege version of being in Kitsiot prison. We're talking about a place where Palestinians are routinely tortured to death over and over and over. Not tortured so often and so frequently that they're tortured to death. People who haven't been charged with a crime that are there on administrative detention. People that are stolen from their families in the night and never return because they're tortured to fucking death. People are starting to realize that Israel is a genocidal terror state. But Israel has always been a genocidal terror state. And for 50 years before Israel was created, the Zionists that planned and conceived of the idea of Israel were planning and conceiving of the idea of a terror state. It's in the DNA of the state, and it will always be in the DNA of the state. No ceasefire, No plan for some war criminals from the other side of the world to come and administer the Strip. No temporary end to the violence can stop us from demanding an end to the genocidal terror state. Nothing can stop us until there is peace and equality and justice for all human beings in historical Palestine, from the river until the sea. I'm gonna do a really short little piece that I wrote for the Palestinian warriors in the crowd, for some people in Palestine who I'm close with, some of whom, when we were 25 nautical miles away from the shore and the sun was rising, I was speaking to, and they were on the shore waiting for us, and I was so certain that we would make it. We got so fucking close. I just want to do this little piece. Careful conceiving of the martyrs in the sky, because they're here, living and breathing in your heart, up in your mind, not just basking in the light, on the path and in the fight, in the darkness, in the fire, in the spark that's in your eyes. I see them. I hear them in the laughter of your child, for real. And they fear them every march and every riot, every act of resistance, every part of the defiance, every activist, resistance fighter, artist and writer, every youth and every student of truth in every movement that the partisans and other intifadas inspired, every bellow-chow bellowed out of every pair of lips, every peace activist ever maligned as terrorist by these venomous, violent, malevolent tyrants. So be careful conceiving of the martyrs in the sky, because they're here, living and breathing in our hearts and in our minds. And if we take them with us in the fight through all time, we will know that's how the martyrs never die. Glory to the martyrs. Everyone, another huge hand for these legends, the Flotilla peace activists and the global Sumud Flotilla. It's an inspiration to hear from them, and it's an inspiration to hear that more flotillas are already being planned. And that's another reason why we need to keep mobilising, because people around the world are not going to stop mobilising to free Palestine. No one is fooled. No one thinks this is the end. We're going to keep going. All right, and I can say from personal experience, I was very lucky to have been in Italy over the last month, and I can talk about from my own experience the impact that the flotilla has made around the world, because in Italy we have seen now the flag be planted about the kind of movement we should all aspire to build, a movement which has exploded. There is now in Italy a mass student and workers movement taking on the Italian capitalist system, taking on the far-right government and leading the way. They have had demonstrations of millions. They have had not one but two general strikes in Italy for Palestine now. Absolutely unprecedented to see general strikes break out in a first world Western country. General strikes for an international issue, a purely political strike, and standing up for the Palestinian cause in defiance of the Italian far-right government, which declared those strikes illegal, but they couldn't stop them. People have been storming train stations and airports and roads and ports and weapons factories left, right and centre. It's absolutely inspiring, and that movement was born out of initially a minority of militants who said, we're going to fight, we're going to lead the way. We're going to take action, radical action, but they had an orientation to a mass movement of workers and students. They made the link between the interests of the Italian working class and the Palestinians, a link that needs to be made everywhere in the world, because it's the same bastards that are killing the Palestinians that are also preparing for World War III, that are ripping out workers' living standards and conditions, imposing austerity on ordinary people around the world to fund billions for the war industry, which they plan to unleash in the coming years. So we need to aspire to that kind of movement. Maybe we can't happen today, maybe it can't happen tomorrow in Australia, but that's what we need to try to build towards. And we need to say as well that movement was able to force through its own mass actions and militancy and determination, was able to force the official trade unions in Italy to back that general strike that took place on the 3rd of October. And it brings home the fact that here we need a trade union movement that's prepared to get off its ass and fight for Palestine. We need trade union leaders that are prepared to fight for Palestine, that are prepared to strike for Palestine. And if they won't do it, we need to force them to do it through action within our unions and action from below. That's what we need here in this country as well. All right, before I introduce our next speaker, I'm just going to quickly run through a bunch of announcements. We have one more speaker, and then we're going to be taking to the streets here. So firstly, I'll have to run through this pretty quick. I think these details are right. Someone yell out if I'm wrong. I think tomorrow morning, there's people know the case of Nick Reamer and John Key, two University of Sydney academics who are being sued outrageously by Zionists who are trying to shut them up for speaking out for Palestine. They have a hearing or a mention in the court happening tomorrow morning. There's going to be a rally in solidarity with them, 8:30 a.m. at Queen Square. Be there. Next Sunday, we're going to be protesting. Yes, it's linked to the question of Palestine, absolutely, as I'll go through, but it's also about standing up against the vile racists and fascists that we've seen mobilising outrageously around Australia lately. The so-called March for Australia, these vile neo-Nazis who want to drive out immigrants, who want to attack Indigenous rights. These filth think they can march on our streets. How dare they? They don't stand for what we stand for. We're going to be there next Sunday as part of a united movement to say no to these racists, to say no to these fascists, to drive them off our streets and to take back the streets for decent people like ourselves. So that's next Sunday morning. Straight after that, Jews Against Occupation and other organisations are holding it's a Palestine Kite Day, a family kite day at Maroubra Beach, kicking off next Sunday afternoon. Be there for that from 2 o'clock onwards. What else? Okay, early November, coming up is another event we should all put on our calendar. We all know about the complicity of our governments and all the rest of it, but we also need to keep the focus on the rotten weapons industry. And outrageously, in early November, there's going to be held right here in Sydney at the International Convention Centre in Darling Harbour, a convention of weapons companies. It's called the Indo-Pacific Arms Fair. Every criminal corporation that's been involved in the murder of the Palestinian people will be there to sell their wares to the world. Their weapons that they battle tested on the Palestinian people, they now want to spruik to governments around the world to be used against ordinary people in the next war and the next war after that. They're going to be there. The CEOs of these companies should all already be in jail for their complicity in genocide. This arms fair deserves to be blockaded and shut down and banned. And that's what we're going to do. So please keep an eye on that. That's early November coming up. It's called the Indo-Pacific Arms Fair with every scumbag in the world there, and we're going to blockade it. And the next national march for Palestine, nationwide march for Palestine, to put this on the calendar as well, is going to be the 7th of December. That's going to be the next huge nationwide rally. Don't know if we've already mentioned it, but there's huge numbers out here today, but there's also huge numbers all around the country today coming out again to keep up this fight, to keep up the fight for Palestinian liberation. All right, I'm going to end with, I'm going to try this anyway. This is a translation of a chant from Italy. I won't try to make us do it in Italian, but lots of inspiration to be brought home. This is just one. It goes like this. I'm going to say, Sydney, we know which side we're on, and you're all going to say, Palestinian liberation. Sydney, we know which side we're on. Palestinian liberation. Sydney, we know which side we're on.
Palestinian liberation.
Sydney, we know which side we're on.
Palestinian liberation.
Sydney, we know which side we're on.
Palestinian liberation.
Sydney, we know which side we're on.
Palestinian liberation.
All right, thanks everyone. And our final speaker is an absolute legend, Rula Kanafawi. Where is she? She's right in front of me. Thanks for all Palestinian speaker and activist, used to work for UN agencies. Please come and talk to us, Surya.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. May peace be upon you. Do you hear me loud and clear? Do you hear me loud and clear? First, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and where we stand. We stand in solidarity. We understand and acknowledge and respect your connection to the land, to the community, to its water, to every inch of your blood in this land, because we Palestinians would rather sacrifice everything except the land. So we salute you, we acknowledge you, and we are with you. My friends, my comrades, it's very important to hear from Palestinians. What do they think of the peace, so-called peace plan? I have to say I had tears of joy, of shock, of my trauma, the intergenerational trauma that I hold on my shoulders with so much honor, but with so much pain, to see the Palestinian children of Gaza. Maybe they will sleep for one night without the bombs and the dropping of the bombs. Maybe they will have a bite of food, but still, can you imagine what they are going to go through right now? Finding them missing, going to the city, a pile of rubble. My family home has been destroyed, my sisters, my brother, and all my friends. You know, my friends, these were not just quarters of cement and rooms of concrete. They were homes full of food and full of love. I would wait every year to take my kids to Gaza, everywhere I lived, to get that sense of communal love. The stories, the dreams, the aspirations that were shattered with these cement walls. People now laughingly, the Zionists are talking about, oh, it's a good business now to work on the rubble of Gaza. How evil are you, shattering all our dreams of 2 million people and think it's cute and funny and a business? And as a Palestinian from Gaza, I want you all to witness, after Allah, my God, witness that I and my family, who are survivors of this genocide, and for the name of my friends who were slaughtered in the streets of Gaza, we reject and reject and reject the so-called peace plan. The ceasefire was a must, and the ceasefire happened not because of Netanyahu or the orange man thinking, growing a conscience, but because of the public pressure. But the peace plan has nothing on it that says peace. It serves 2 points, and I want to say them quickly. The first point, it's a veneer, it's a mask to allow Israel to continue its settler colonial expansion. Don't you forget, my friends, maybe some of you are too young to remember, the Oslo Accords of the 1993. What was that peace plan? There was anything but peace for the Palestinians. If you go through the 21 points, you will find not one point that the Palestinians had anything to do with it, to say with it, anything. It only talks about once Palestinian aspirations for a state, aspirations. Is this a legal bounding for Israel and the US? And the funny part, who did this plan? Not even the international community. It's the genocidals and the full, complete, complicit partner of the genocide without the oppressor. Isn't this even funnily disgusting? This plan also is a testament of the failure of the international community. The international community that for 2 years have been normalizing, trying to attempt to normalize the genocide live in front of our eyes. It's a failure of the international community normalizing decades of apartheid state in whole Palestine. It's the international community's failure in Oslo, and afterwards 3 decades after Oslo. What did we get out of this peace? Nothing. More settlements, more annihilation of the West Bank, Gaza an open prison for 18 years where Israel dictates who eats and who doesn't. This is what the peace plan, and this is the failure of the international community. Shame! And the second part that you need to understand about this plan is that it's again another mechanism to silence us, to silence the world into inaction. You would ask how they would silence us, because exactly, there is a peace plan right now. How dare we to speak about international law? This is counterproductive to the peace plan, isn't it? There is peace the Palestinians agreed to. How could you be asking the accountability for the ICC ruling and the ICJ to bring them and hold them into accountable? Oh, you're being disruptive of the peace right now. How would you talk about international law? Isn't there now a peace agreement that the Palestinians and Israelis allowed and are ongoing? This is exactly the time that you, every one of you, is asked to do your part. Whatever you stood up for the Palestinians, this is the time that you put your foot into the ground and say, never we will allow them again, because the genocide exposed Israel for you. You have seen with your own eyes the bodies of the Palestinian children pierced into the hearts and the souls of every person. We can never say that we didn't see, that we didn't know. The time is us to exactly do what we are doing. You know what Bibi, the orange man told Bibi at the time of the signing? You cannot fight the world, Bibi. What did he mean by that? Anybody? What did he mean? Did he mean you cannot fight the bombs? Nobody's gonna come after Israel with bombs. But you cannot fight us, the millions of the people in the streets. Israel cannot bomb maybe the world, but this is what they cannot do. They cannot bribe you into their hasbara. You know what they are doing? They are spending less than, the least, $7,000 for each influencers, Americans who are from the age of 14 to 18, $7,000 for each post that is pro-Israel. Their propaganda machine. This is the fight that he cannot win. The fight for students who are doing boycott and divestment. The fight of the dock workers in Italy and other cities where they won't move weapons to Israel. The fight where people go to the harbor bridge of their hundreds of thousands. This is the fight that Israel cannot win. And what we ask here and now, Palestinians need reparations. Palestinians need accountability. Palestinians are demanding justice. This is not revenge, my friends. This is the least, the bare minimum the Palestinians are asking for. This is what we want, is accountability for everyone who colluded against the Palestinians during the genocide. Member states, companies of weapons, mainstream media, complicit figures who were okay with the genocide. We want to hold them all accountable, and you can by your being loudest voices. If you forget everything I said, remember that Bibi knows that he cannot fight you, he cannot bribe you, he cannot silence you, and this is what we need. The fight is on you, the fight is for you. Let Gaza catch its breath. But we know, and I know that Israel never accountable for any promise of a ceasefire. In 2014, I was in Gaza visiting, And there was, after their bombing, a ceasefire. And in less than an hour, they killed 200 people. It was called the Black Friday because they just decided to kill 200 people in an hour. This is what they do. My friends, the Palestinian people recorded their own annihilation, recorded their own starvation, recorded their own burning alive in front of our eyes, so that we carry the baton. We carry the baton of the truth. Because now the fight, maybe not with bombs, but with the narrative. Before the genocide, Israel controlled the narrative. Israel wants peace, the Palestinians, there is no peace. Partners, we defend ourselves, terrorism and terrorists. You know who invented the terrorism language? Is the colonial language. This is not new. They call us shtachim, they call us mechablim. Any Palestinian for them is a terrorist. Any one of you, the Freedom Flotilla heroes are terrorists. So we want to prove them that we are the real disruptors here. And this is what I want to end with you and tell you, that justice is never given in a silver plate. If you go to back in history in any movement for freedom and self-determination and liberation, it always have to be for people who disrupt the status quo. Yes. They want to give us permissions, the colonizers, in this colony and in everywhere. They want to tell us when and how we can protest. They want to control the pitch of our voices. They want us not to make them uncomfortable with our disruption. Disruption and discomfort is not causing harm. What is causing harm is genocide. What is causing harm is apartheid. What is causing harm is settler colonialism. And here we are, my friends. I'll tell you that we're gonna be in our loudest voices because it counts on you, the Palestinian people, and every freedom fighter in the world is counting on you. We meet their intimidation with courage. We carry on the Palestinians' voices and legacy, the legacy of our martyrs, their last footage, their last words on camera. We carry it with courage, not with passiveness. We carry it with determination and persistence, with our loudest voices. And I want to end with just a word of the amazing poet, Rifat al-Ar'ir, the Palestinian poet of Gaza who was killed at the beginning of the genocide. And he said, they murdered him. If I must die, you must live to tell my story. And we are here to tell the story because we are the truth tellers. And always remember, in time of universal deceit, the act of telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And we are all revolutionaries for Palestine. Tell it's free. Thank you, everybody.
We're going to be marching out here our usual way, and we're turning left and we're heading down George Street towards Belmore Park next to Central Station. Let's be louder than ever. Let's say, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And from the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Occupation is a crime! Can everyone just make way so we can get our sound system through as quick as possible? It's just coming through here. People just make a path. Thanks, everyone. Occupation is a crime! Free, free, free Palestine!
Right, we might duck out the back way here, get to the front, because we're not going to make it through. Jeez, this is the bush bash. We'll get there. Maybe. Yeah, we will. All right, yeah, well, so the speeches are over. I don't know. We'll see about the march. We'll see about the, you know, whatever direction it goes, but it doesn't sound like there's going to be any change of the plans that they did have. So we'll get around here to the front. There's a lot of cops. There's a whole bunch of cops over at St Mary's. There's cops here. I think there's going to be a shit. When we get out here, there's going to be a shitload of cops. William Daly, he was the scholar, patriot, statesman, and he would go the horse. You can see the police horses have been here. There's a reasonably obvious sign right there. Yeah, let's come out the front here. We'll get through this bush without getting a scratch. Oh shit! There's a bit of a gap here that'll do us. We'll give it a go anyway. So. Jesus. Pardon my Jesus-ing. Made it. All right. Yeah, so they have a lot of police, as I thought they're going to have a lot of police presence here at this corner, because this is where it's like they don't want anyone, the microphone got through quick. They don't want anyone going up or going down Macquarie Street. There's the horses are there, the cops are pretty loaded up there. They got like double, you know, extra ranks along this part here. Yeah, it's kind of double ranked along here. So they will ease them into this section. Here we go.
Make sure they're behind the banner. No one, please be in front of the banner.
So get behind get them. What, the media behind them? Get out of here. So they want them behind the banner, but that's not happening. So here's all the media's on the top here, waiting for them. Yeah, we'll see. I say it's gonna look. They're gonna go. They're gonna not go rushing. I don't think. There's been no sign about it. No sign of it. Yeah. My thoughts about it. Oh, it's just a few drops of rain. That might be it for me. I don't know if I've got any coverage. Yep, it's starting to rain. Perfectly timed. Right on the time for the march. Get under the tree here anyway, watch for a minute. I don't want to get caught behind it, but they're generally very good at staying on the road. It's quite narrow here because there's some roadworks going on, which is not very helpful. There's Bob doing his waving. The guys getting the plastic bags out on the microphones, on the speakers, I should say. Film Bob while he's waving. ABC journalists and media. Well, this is his cameraman holder. He's a holder of the tripod, I should say. All right, they're off. I think he's Al Jazeera green shirt. Various other media organisations around. I might get ahead a little bit more, and that was a good idea for my friend to go up on the overpass that runs out of Westfield. Nice and dry to start with, which is a shame it's raining. So they've seemed to. I don't think anyone's making no one's going to make an attempt to turn there because the numbers of cops are too big. If it's anyone, it'll be the students from Palestine, who are generally further back in the crowd usually. So if they are going to make a break, it'll be those guys, and it'll take a while. It won't happen yet. So that's just me surmising, of course. Here from the drummers. With Josh. It's always the kind of the best footage for the media organisations to get the crosses when you got this, you got this in the background. Please, the top shot. extra horses. They're coming to block every right, so any right-hand turn will be blocked off to stop the getting to the Opera House. Oh yeah, then there's cops up further as well, blocking the road, so it's a double block there. But like I said, it's the general public won't do it. It'll only be the light rail responses here. The general public won't do it. And the next lot of that wasn't John, that must be Damien. Josh has got a big Channel 10 crossover here. Al Jazeera. And then you've got the ladies in red down here who are very interesting. I should not get whacked. Yeah, the ladies in red, they're more climate activists, I think, to be honest, but they come to things. Yeah, the media and the cops are a little bit smiley with each other. So these ones will have sort of stuck down the sideway, but they will probably wait until the others are gone, so they're not getting ahead of it. But yeah, the red ladies are all, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think. They're always very interesting with their baby and their faces that don't alter. Be fine to get a shot of them coming out, them in the background. Everyone, I want to get upstairs, so I've got to get in front of these guys. Whoop, whoop. We're going to get in front of them and then get up the stairs to get up to that the crossover. Alright, so we'll just go through with our. Oh, I might de-film. Hi, David Jones. You do get a partial. I wonder if they care if I step up here. No, anyway, you get a partial view from here. But I want to go over to the overbridge, which is further along, which will be better. That's not as great of a view. Oh, we'll film as we go. There's usually a few shocked onlookers as you come past. They'll all pause. Yeah, I better pause. Like them, they're obviously stopping people from filming here now. I don't know why. Yeah, the guy's he's arguing with him, but he's not going to do anything about it. So, I reckon I could try and sneak in here. Really? That's okay, no worries. Huh? There's no law? Alright. Maybe I'll start doing it. If he goes, I'll go. That's okay. Oh, it's such a good spot though. Yeah, they could. I know they don't want us to be here, but it's not much. Like the guy said, there's no more. Let's bug it from here. Alright. Another one. It's a suggestion. That's all. The green shirt guy's still there. I'm still here. So the media does like to come here, which I don't blame them. It's a great spot to come to. Right, we're going to run right ahead now and see if they do a turn at either Pitt Street Mall or they may turn at George Street. So we'll run ahead. So the other media that came up, the mainstream media, just folded immediately and left. Whereas the other guy, he's probably a kind of a leftist type guy, but he didn't. He stood his ground. Good on him. All right, we'll go downstairs and check it out from below. All right, back on the street now. We're coming down Market Street towards. This is Pitt Street Mall on my right here, and Pitt Street on my left. Sometimes I'll have a stop here, but not today. But the plan, as far as I know, is to go. Sorry, so it's wonky and I'm shaking and I'm bumping around, but you get what we get. Yeah, the plan, as far as I know, is to continue on to George Street, then turn. I reckon they'll have a stop. I reckon they will put in at least a bit of a stop up there, maybe. They were saying something about doing the usual route, so maybe they've changed it again. I'm the last person they let know. But here we are, back to the front again. Don't get too caught down the back of your stuff.
Brick by brick, wall by wall,
Well, there's the Students for Palestine ladies up here. There's a possibility of a right-hand turn here, a possibility, but a slight one only. I don't think so. I think they would have had internal talks with each other to not, not do anything that might be conceived as not doing the right thing. We shall see. We shall see. This is not as much. There's certainly not as many cops here at this turn. But they will, yeah. So the motorbike's turning up George now. And then the cops have got a much smaller cordon here. Much smaller, but yeah, it ain't happening. It isn't happening. Might stand under the cover, but then you got the Christian guy.
We're saved by grace through faith, not of works. Our works don't save us, but grace works on our behalf.
Alright.
This is such a good news that we can be saved freely
No turning.
by Christ's work for us.
She's indicating turn left, turn left.
This is what we need in this world. We want peace. We all want peace. We're going to get it by Christ and His death and His very resurrection and His free gift of salvation, knowing that we're all sinners, no one's righteous, okay? This is what's going to bring unity. This is what's going to bring peace. This is what's going to bring peace, okay? Unity. Not our good works, guys. We cannot be accepted by God. We've got to understand God's grace and His love. And how do we get access by this love? We know we're a sinner. We look to the cross. We accept salvation as a gift. This is how we're going to know what love looks like. The world's not love. Where's the love, man? It's not love. It's a selfish road. And, you know, no one wants the cross. They want to be their own God. They want to worship their own God. They want to do things their own way. This is why we've got so much different beliefs. But the gospel brings everything back into unity, and the gospel and the God
down now.
undeserved favor. It's all about God, man. It's all about the cross. It's all about Jesus Christ. It's all about the blood. Without the blood and the cross, there's no forgiveness, guys.
Yeah, nobody's
We're creating lies
doing
and
a right-hand turn.
ignorance of sin, ignorance and sin.
My money gone.
Comes by the cross work. This is the best
Lucky I'm not a gambler. There's always the students of Palestine that might try. They're our last bit of hope.
Thank God I can have the opportunity to share the gospel to the people of Sydney so they can be saved for eternity, guys. It's a lot of bad tragedy, but you know what we've got to know? We've got to know that no one's righteous and Christ does the work for us.
Biggest audience this guy's had for a long time.
Forgiveness for your sin is in gift to other people. Give to other people, guys. Give this forgiveness to other people, okay? Thank God for His work.
You can at least see down the level of, or the length of the crowd. Once we get behind this toilet block, whatever the hell it is, it's a kiosk. You should be able to see. Scoop in and look down all the way down here. Someone's taking advantage of the same situation. Still coming out of the park, and they're heading down the street all the way to Long Market and then around into George, and we'll float around on this corner for a while, and then somehow there's a princess going for another run. going backwards. Very popular amongst the crowd, amongst the regulars. Let's get back to our corner up here. Everyone else just wandering the streets, sort of not involved in any way, shape or form. Just you know, going shopping. They're in Westfield, going into Space Brothers these days, Maya.
All your sins have been crucified on the cross. All your sins.
The rain has eased off slightly.
You're no longer a sinner, guys. You're no longer a sinner. You're a new creature in Christ. You're a new creature in Christ.
But yeah, if they are going to break, it's only going to be a smaller group, which will be very containable now by the police, if that containable is a word. Here's the corner. I guess you can see up the road now. There's plenty all the way up George Street, and there's plenty all the way down Market. Pretty sure it's still going. There's still people coming around the corner down there. Whoops, sorry. And they're still going up this way.
The more further we go across the border,
I thought there was a break for it, but it's Rollerblade Man with his rollerblades and his two flags broke through. He got an MUA. It's kind of an MUA guy. Broke ranks a little, but I mean he's rollerblading, so he's everywhere. He's chatting to the preacher. He's telling him to shut up or what? So they're the socialist alternative, so they haven't done it. They haven't done a run, because that would be the group. You can see they are the group that normally do. It's not much. The plainclothes copper told the other coppers to move people around, but I don't know what it is. So they're still coming out. They're still coming out. All right, I'm going to pause, and we shall. Oh, there's a truck. There's a truck coming. That's the problem. I'm going to pause, and we shall record when we get a bit further up in front. We'll catch them coming down George Street, pop up past the World Square or somewhere. Just outside the QVB. Not sure who the different groups are. It's still primarily the socialist alternative and their offshoots. Yeah, they have the most sort of musical chants, and they dance around and do a lot of stuff, which is good for the video. That's Queen Victoria, that's the QVB, that's the Sydney Town Hall, and here we have the various groups coming through, Amnesty International flag. Oh, these guys are socialists as well, I think. Never again, except when Israel permits, free Palestine, Attention Albo, fly aid in sanction Israel, something else. Shame on Israel, lots of signs. Not in my name, I think this might be the Jews, or Jews for Liberation or whatever they are. There's a few different Jewish groups that get involved in it. Coming past eventually someone was saying the other day, reminded me, they're going to apparently they'll knock all this down and make it Town Hall Square, make a massive open area. We shall see that. Oh, here's this guy, he's always up here. He's always got like his, I don't know, 87 days or something or other, isn't it? He got told off last time he came down and danced around with them. I'm not sure what he is. Day 90. So he's clocking in day 90 now. Day 90 of what? I don't know, and I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's a bit of a character anyway. Not gonna to put in 90 days, you know, good on him. All right, so we're just coming through Town Hall now. We'll head down. I'll go down. Hopefully I can get in front of him again, but I've let it go a bit because I was waiting for a free roam, but it didn't happen. So we'll see. It's still good, but we never know. All right, we're in the corner here of we've got a whirly bird going on, a whirly something or other, garbage, Macca's and KFC bag whirly going on right in the corner here. It's getting very blowy. So it's the big flag is about to take off. And I shouldn't be so obsessed with filming nothing, but it's pretty cool. Could think about it. I don't know why it just happens here. But there's St Andrews in the background, and that free roaming Macca's bag doing a few circles with everyone else. And the big flag, yeah, you can see the flags down here. They're really ripping. The hat's about to come off. Oh, the big flag is just hanging in there. Yeah. Now this going down George Street in front of the event centre, so you know this area. And it probably goes all the way back, at least to Market, back turning along Market back to whoever knows where, but yeah, it's moving along slowly but surely, moving down the road. Yeah, I'm trying to get in front, but I keep stopping the film, so I'm not getting in front. They're going at a reasonably good pace too, like not running, not racing, but they're moving along. Yeah, it's like that in the city when you get these windy, kind of windy areas. You guys, that's when they have that on, that's the riot squad, those guys. All right, so again, my nattering is not amusing, so I'll just shut the hell up and we'll get to the front. I can kind of see the front, roughly, I think. Anyway, let's go. Okay, we are back. So we're at the corner of George, and the cops are on their blowers, wondering what's happening. But they're coming down to George and Liverpool. Bob's having a drink. We'll have a drink. Oh, he's pointing to a spot here, so maybe they're going to have a stop. He's pointing there. Maybe it's a danger. Or maybe Bob's got to mark that spot so they don't whack into the, I don't know. I'll find him doing something anyway. Is it a stop? It's a stop and chat, maybe. Where we go? What's going on, Josh? Stop and chat? Just continue on. I think it's just watch that. There's a hole in the bloody ground. Be careful. Maybe. Well, it's never going to be very good having someone stand there. Yeah, it's a stop. I think it's a stop. Still going. The cops are going, but the people seem to have stopped. So you're having a little stop here, the middle of the corner of George and Liverpool Street, otherwise known as Wells Square, which is through here. Yeah. I'm assuming it's an organised stop because the cop was pointing. He was pointing to the spot where they stopped. So yeah, they've got a bit of music going on in the background. Confuddled. Bob's planted the flag in George Street. Yeah, this other guy, he's got his. Oh, they're off again. They're off and going. Better get the truckers out of the way. He's going to get rolled. Yeah, he nearly got rolled. Oh, good. How you going? Yeah, they're all friendly to me now. At a moment in time where it wasn't very pleasant for a little while, but it's all good now. Anyone knows this is called the Cheers Bar. Yeah, had a few beers there over the years. It's not bad. It's not great either. Well, where is the queue? I came past here earlier. Yeah, we'll go ahead. I'll chat while I go. There's a thing called Hot Mart. It's been shut and it's just finally open, and there was like a queue around the bloody block for these kids wanting to get these things called a labubu. It's over here. It's been going since early on, but there's been a queue all day long for the these people wanting their labubus. So we'll film them as we go past. There's a lot of other interested parties here. Yep, labubu. There's labubu. No, it's not labubu, it's Pop Mart, but they sell labubus. How big was the queue earlier? Big? All the way?
Yeah. All the way down. Get inside.
Whoa, okay. He said all the way down, so all the way down to Goulburn. So it's not, it's eased off now. But it's still a bloody big queue. You get these, I don't know what the hell it is. It's a kids thing, but not really. Adults have it as well. If you're ever in the city, you just look at anyone, either a man bag or a handbag for a woman. They have these bloody little teddies hanging off. It's kind of a very chill progression. Now the shop across the road sells the same shit, but there's no one there because it's like, no, we got to get to the new one. We got to get to the new Pop Mart. So I'm assuming they're going to keep going straight all the way, and then the end point is Belmore Park, which is a few more blocks, and then a quick zig to the left. So I'm assuming that's on. So it's windy as hell. Let's get up here with this guy. Location and look all the way up. We'll get one further down. There's a pirate here as well. That's a little kid. So now they reached the corner of Goulburn and George, and they're turning. So they did a turn at Goulburn. We are turning at Goulburn, and then it'll be down. It'll probably down Castlereagh, I guess. I've been having a bad run with the guesses today, so we'll see. But a lot of the video crews, they're kind of, they're going to get the same bloody shot. You got the ABC guy there, and whoever the other crew is, they're just going to get the exact same shot because they stay together the whole time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look up this way. Yeah. These guys. Oh, he might get through. They're the cops. He's on the footpath, running around. The cops are just not going to say a thing today. Jumped ahead a little here. We're on the corner of Goulburn and Pitt now, so this is still the World Square block, and that was what used to be the old Young building. So they spread wide here because you can use up 6 lanes rather than getting a bit jammed in certain parts along George. So they're on their way. The bikes are blocking this way. And the other bike, they turn. The bike go that way. Yeah, there's kind of cops down the end there, and they do turn. Looks like they go straight. There's more cops up the end, so. Oh, it's so fucking dusty. There's got a big nice bit down the gullet. media gathering here. You do get a better shot from an inclined area. Get the one shot each, so they all gather and get the one shot. So when you watch the news, you're getting a very correct view of what they want you to see. The copper is turning people, so he's indicating to turn. Whether they do or not, I don't say they will. There's no reasons to go continue up Golden. So that's Maloney's Hotel. We've had a few beers and steaks there over the years. That's Mr. B's. We've had a few there as well. Wouldn't mind one right now. so that's the end of the run. So I'd say they will be pulling in there. Trying to get a high point to film from, but there's not much luck today, or I didn't get one anyway. A lot of eye rubbing, a lot of bloody shit in everyone's eyes today. Yeah, heaps of there's people just rubbing their eyes. Like, I'm just here rubbing his eyes. Stuff's going to be thrown in the eyes. Wiping her eyes too. Amal, he brought the case against the New South Wales police, which was unsuccessful during the week. Rubbish floating around. There's bits and pieces everywhere. So we're in the corner now of what do you call this one? Where the tram tracks cross here and Pitt Street, and that's Belmore Park there. They got one of those the cop eye in the sky things in there as well. There's the ABC reporter, cops here, stopping everyone from going any further. Yeah, might get a bit of a view up here. There's a few quitting out and heading straight to go to Central from here. It is an easy exit to Central. There you see cameraman picking a winner there. This shit's just everywhere. This whatever the hell this is. Foam. Just lying around everywhere. People tripping over it. There's a big gap here. I think it's because of the flag. Got a bit on me now. Get off. It's everywhere. Let's have a look at the flag, eh? See you guys getting a few iPhones. Yes, I think once they get into Belmore Park proper, I think that'll be the end of the day. So that flag is snaking in now. Still people all the way up, all the way up to where they turned at Goulburn. So that's where you can see the people is Goulburn and Pitt, where they've turned. And then they'd probably snake back from there to George, and then snake up from George to who knows where. I might walk back against the flow. My camera's battery is low, and I think it's just because it's virtual from here. They have been on this. They do have their speakers, so there might be some other little chat, but for me, I guess it's not, yeah, the sneezing and eye rubbing and. Pardon me. So this is this is coming into the socialists still handing out their wares even here. We're coming into the oh yeah, this guy wiping his eyes out and bringing even an eye wash. Is it freaking that bloody bad? Oh, wait, I'll get one after this lady. Actually, it does double up very well as an eye wash. Several on myself. Looks like I'm crying now. I'm a bit emotional after the day. So you got here, what have you got here? Selling Greek chorus brides. Feed. I don't know what the hell that is, but some sort of Greek food. Communism. What's it say? Communism, then get organised. Are you a communist? Then get organised. More. Yeah, the socialists will get you. They're running the gauntlet of the socialists as you arrive, and they're probably pissed off because everyone's gone the wrong way. They didn't come past this way that they wanted. They've come all the way down here, set up. And this poor guy's, he's a long-term socialist type. He's got no customers, so he's chose the wrong spot for his wares. Look his wares. And now there's just so much shit flying around because you've got people marching, and then you've got all the dirt and the crap. We haven't had any rain, so it's like it's so dry. And wash my eyes out. They're filled. Everyone's just suffering. Everyone's suffering equally. They're probably just not whinging as much as me. All right, we'll go up the top here. There might be a little bit of chit chat, and that'll be done for the day. And I'm heading home. We're going to do 3 protests today if we get to it. The first one was down. I'll do it as a 3-in-1, as I do, which will be a long bloody video when I put it all together. If I do. I started at the over at Milson's Point, and as I crossed over today, they had it's by a group called Never Again Is Now. It's run by a bloke called Mark Leach, who's he's an Anglican minister and has in support of Israel. And they did a boat flotilla of their own from somewhere in the east. They came up to outside Luna Park, and they said there was 30 boats, and I reckon that's about right. There was a fair few. Well, here's the speakers up here, so there might be some more. And then I'm going to go to another one maybe tonight, which is put on by the Zionist Council of Australia, which will be at Dover Heights at a place called Rodney Reserve in Dover Heights, which is up in the east as well. We'll see how that goes. If it's raining, forget it. If not, I'll go. I can't remember the time. I think it's 6 or 7, so it's a bit later. So here she is. So she's from the Students of Palestine Group.
Down with occupation!
On the chair there.
Up with liberation! Down with occupation! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
You can see in the distance there's a lot of people still arriving.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
But there will be a dispersal from here.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Stop arming Israel! 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 Stop arming Israel!
I think the back is continuing on from the last shot, but I just thought I'd come back to these red ladies. Good footage.
But we need to keep on this fight. We all know why. You don't need me to tell you again. This so-called peace plan is not a plan for peace. It's a plan for ongoing occupation. To the extent there's any reprieve, it's because of this mass movement. But we're going to keep fighting for Palestinian liberation. Please be here next Sunday when we're going to stand up against the fascists and the racists and the neo-Nazi scumbags who want to drive immigrants out, who want to attack Indigenous people. And keep showing up for a free Palestine. There'll be more protests to come. Please follow our Instagram, Palestine Action Group Sydney, our Facebook page, etc. This is an inspiring mass movement that's been going for 2 years. They want us to stop. We're not going to stop. And remember, the next huge nationwide march for Palestine will be on the 7th of December. But there'll be lots happening between now and then. Keep up the fight. Keep fighting for a free Palestine. Thanks, everyone.
All right, that's it. That's all, folks. There's still people arriving, I believe. Right, well, there's still a bit of a flow. So we'll head back and I think they must be here by now, I'd say. I'd say it's mostly people departing now. Yeah, a little bit of extra chanting at the end, and that went on for a while. So, yeah, so Al Jazeera. Again, it's easy to spot now in his green shirt where he's got his Al Jazeera microphone, so that's easy to spot too. And the ABC guys, I know them as well now. All right, so we'll go home. We'll wet my throat with a nice icy cold Cooper Stout to get ready for the next one, and head out to Dover Heights. Maybe we'll see. It's raining. It's going to be a sign not to go. I mean, I should go. I want to go. I mean, I haven't seen enough of them because the last one I got the heads up about. They, it's like you can't video. You're not allowed to film. So, well, why am I going to go? Well, what's the use of going if you can't video or film anything? If you can't take any photos, it's like, oh, well, So anyway, so it didn't make sense. But the one today, it was all very open. No one cares. It's all pretty. It's always the same. Oh, this guy. He's at everything. He's always there. He always brings up the rear. Yeah. one more gauntlet run for the socialists on the way out. Yeah, everyone's in. They're all in. The horses here. If the horses are here, it's a run one game. And they've got this. I don't know. It really wasn't much use having this bloody thing here in the bottom of the park where no one is. Where they got it. I guess they're getting everyone's image as they arrive. And the cops are now just so you got all the cops just they're all on triple, quadruple time and a half overtime on a Sunday. It was a big fear of them running down to the Opera House, which was a justified thought, but this is certainly a lot more, like there's a lot more police here today than there usually is, so it's definitely a bigger police contingent than what usually happens. So that, coppers on the bikes and motorbikes, push bikes, tricycles, no tricycles, so many, look at this. I'll do a count later, but it's just starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and you swing around to here, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 54, 55, 56, 57, and then we just walk along a bit more, and there's we'll just go past these ones first. We'll stop at the cars there. 57, and then we got 58, 69, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. We'll go up to the captain there, then over here, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 87, 88, 89, 90, 100. That's up to the orange car. Then we'll go past the captain, and then over here, and there's more up there, 110. Let's go, just jump to 10 of them now, 120. And then add these guys in, 130. One's on the back wall near the orange car, 140, 150. That's just here. There's bloody heaps, there's too many. But anyway, it is what it is. I think there was a genuine feeling today that it was going to go a little pear-shaped. There was going to be a march on the the Opera House, and the police water's arrived. We're going to have a police water. Any chance of an East Coast police water? The day I was carry on with this one. I was at the end of one of the marches and probably Invasion Day, and I said, can I have a running or drinks of water? I'm so parched. He goes, it's police water, mate. It's police water. No, they don't have any. All crews. I think they're getting there. Yeah, all crews except so and so return to your respective stations. It's like, yeah, it's all good now. Everything's safe and sound in the city again. All right, that's it for me. I'm heading home.